I have a lot of kitchen scraps daily, so I'm going to make an in-ground worm farm / compost with these pots that have got the holes here already, and they've got holes on the bottom too. First of all, putting it in my front yard where the soil here isn't the best, but anyway, this is the little front garden that I have. So I've dug a hole that's as deep as this. So these are really good because they've got holes down the sides already, but if you want to make a smaller one, even like this, it's got some holes here, but you'll need to put some holes around the sides. You can either get a drill or a soldering iron, and you can just bury it in your actual garden bed. So they're good for raised beds as well. I might do an example of this a bit later on. I've dug a pretty deep hole. These are really big. And now I'm just going to fill that back up like this. The reason why I'm doing this is because I won't need to fertilise because the worms will do it. Also, because I do have so many scraps, I just want something that's easy and I can just chuck in straight away rather than going all the way down in my backyard, lifting up the worm farm lid or the compost that's cooking. I don't know, just like to have lots of different types. Okay, this is how it's looking. And what the worms are going to do here is travel around, go in and out of this container, leave their castings in the actual garden. Kind of eliminate having to spend money on buying compost or fertiliser. So make it all snug in there. What you are going to need though is a lid as well. So what I'm going to use as a lid is this tray. Now in the winter time, I've got my lemon trees and they don't want too much water, otherwise the roots might rot. So I'm just going to use this tray and I'll put it upside down like that. So that way the rain doesn't go in and everything's kind of protected. Okay, I'm going to get some shredded paper that I have. I also have some worms in my worm farm that I'm just going to come and bring them over here. They're going to need some time until they establish. That takes time. And I'm no expert. For me, it's a matter of I need something to be easy. I'll bury kitchen scraps to make life easier. So it's kind of going to be an in-ground compost as well. And if everything decomposes, well then I can use it as compost. Here I will put cardboard, shredded paper. I specifically bought a cheap shredder for my worm farm. Okay, so I've got shredded paper and I've got scraps. First thing I'm going to do is add some bedding, which will be ripped up cardboard pieces, shredded paper, kitchen scraps, an old cotton t-shirt, 100% cotton. So what I'll be doing here is putting hand-sized pieces of cardboard in the base as the bedding, and then little shredded bits of paper, then cardboard again. And as you can see, I'm wetting that pretty well. You may not need to water it so much because the food scraps do have quite a bit of moisture. And also I added some sand in there just to add some grit for the worms. The sand helps them to digest. By the way, I am wearing gloves here. They are clear gloves. More shredded paper. I just kind of broke up all the pieces because you did see that they were pretty chunky. So the smaller pieces you have, the better. It's like making a giant stew. And then more paper. So here I have some worms in here from my other worm farm. You can see a little bit in there. There aren't many in here, and about 200 would be a minimum amount to help break down everything really nicely. Although this isn't as big as a typical worm farm. So this could be enough. This is kind of what I could spare, and I'm hoping that the population grows a little bit more, but I will keep my eye on it. If it needs more, then I'll just get some more from the worm farm. Worms can be bought online or in Bunnings. Right. So they've got some new food in here. So now what I'm going to do is add this. This will help to keep them warm. And that's done. I haven't interrupted any of my garden, so I'll just push this aside. This soil looks really nice actually. And that's going to be it. Whenever I have my caddy full, I'm just going to lift this up and put it in. Okay, so I'm going to check on this about a week later. Let's see what's happening in here. There's probably not enough worms. I need to move it around a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Well, there we go. At least there's one worm still in here. There's one. Oh, there's another one. So they've gone down to the bottom, which is good. So, don't want to feed them too much because that's one way for them to leave or die. Okay, so I'm happy that's moving along well. There's another one. One thing I could add in here is some eggshells. I'll just put this back on and put the lid back on. That's it. Alright, well this is good.